This is probably my fourth attempt making this video, and I wanted to bring more structure on the fourth thing because it is really hard to start with it and really trying to give value and not like thinking too much what I'm going to say, because as you probably mentioned on the thumbnail, yeah, my dad passed away already a year ago nearly, and this is the video I would like to have to get out of a rut. Meaning, if I would have a difficult time, this would be the key takeaways I take with me for the next year. Because 2023 and 2024 was probably the worst years of my entire life. Not only because of the passing away from my dad, which was the primary worst part, but also due to a lot of other things. Also, my uncle passed away in the same year, just a couple of months before my dad. So actually, I just lost two people. Actually, three in this year, in 2023. But yeah, one, I mean, I was not too close with. It was my old boss, where we being good friends. But yeah, it is not that impacting as your uncle passing away, and definitely not that impacting if your dad is passing away, because this is a complete different situation. And I was thinking to make this video quite a long time, and I will talk more about that for other people who are in this current situation and how I overcame this feeling. But this video is more about getting out of the rut, and I want to give you how low I was, because I don't think there's anything worse than losing your parent or one part of your parent. And I think whenever this happens, this is a statement to say, hey, it was a shit time I had, and my learnings now had a huge impact on me, and that's the reason why I'm telling you that in the first couple of minutes of this video. So the more pain you have in this current situation, mostly the more growth you have after, which is not a good thing, which is definitely, it is not good to have in general such a pain as losing a parent. Financial pain is mostly enough, right? But if someone experienced things like that, with passing away their parent, part of their parent, it does make a more impact than any financial difficulties or something. But I wish it would only be a financial difficulty, but it was not. It was a mental difficulty and a financial difficulty and a business difficulty. So all three things combined. And in this video, I don't really want to get into too much detail how this happened, what was the situation and how I felt, because that is dedicated for the 16th December this year, 2024, exactly 1 year after my dad passed away, and that is the primary thing. So yeah, if you're interested in that, look at my channel on the 16th of December when I'm uploading this video. And hopefully someone who has the same pain, is it either more prominent or already happened in the past, I hope I can benefit anyone, especially if it's prominent, because I feel like if someone gone through this time already, especially when it's not too long ago, not like 10 years, just like a year ago, I feel like the information and value I can provide to someone who is prominent in this situation would be more helpful than someone who's like, hey, my dad passed away for 10 years ago. That is a complete different state of mind where you are. So this is the video more on how to get out of a rut after a huge pain or loss or whatsoever. The main key problem I had after losing my dad was actually the lack of clarity and focus. There was like nothing really which could have helped. There were a few hours in a day which helped, which caffeine, because caffeine blocks emotions, which is good when you have coffee. So when you want to work in the morning and you drink coffee, most emotions get suppressed and you can focus on specific things, which is good for work, because when you drink coffee in the morning, 1 or 2 cups, you can still work 4 to 6 hours quite focused, not entirely focused, but quite focused. But then after the coffee effect goes off, you're kind of getting back into reality and things are shit. And it was the winter months, so it was even worse. And when summer came, things got better, not only financially, but also mental clarity and focus improved. And during this summer months, when everything went up again, life became better. I started to really take off with my business, with my ideas, with my knowledge, with everything together. Everything became so much better just because of a few simple takeaways which are coming up right now. And one of the most groundbreaking things that changed my business, my life, and my progress was actually the 12-week plan I created. And this 12-week plan was actually from the book The 12-Week Year. And somehow this not only changed my business and my entire progress and way of thinking, but my entire life actually. So the 8 key takeaways, which I came up in the morning of changing your current state or current situation or rut and change your life in as short as possible, is first of all, you should never give up. Wherever you are, if you lost your parent, if life is horrible and shit, continue working on your dreams. It can be in an hour, it can be 10 hours, but focus on not giving up. Because sure, a year can feel horrible and you're on the bottom of your life and the lowest part of your life, which I have been. But I don't know, I can't imagine that you can go lower of losing one of your parents, which you have 24 years of memory in this time. I don't know if there's anything worse. Maybe if you're super in love and your partner passes away, this is probably a similar situation. But yeah, this is one of the more stronger things. And most of the time, honestly, most people lose their parents in way older years. So never give up. And most of the time, we are closer than we think. But so many people just give up, just like, you pickaxing against the wall and hoping for a diamond in Minecraft or whatsoever. But then this part, it was just one block. You need to hit away to get this diamond. And most people, exactly this last block they need to destroy to get the diamond, they give up. And that is exactly what I want to give you. Never give up, because sometimes you're that close to reach exactly where you are. But if you give up, this gone away. It could be a month ago. It could be 1 month away. It could be 2 months away. You don't know. But as long as you don't give up, you are going to reach a goal. You can be 25. You can be 30. You can be 40. You can even be 50. There are people making a huge business with 50, or Microsoft, not Microsoft, but a lot of other companies, huge companies, were built when the person or the CEO was 42 or something. So you have time, and take your time, but just continue working on your goals. Second advice is, the more pain we have, the more growth happens after. So as I mentioned before, if you are on your lowest low, there is no way to go even further down. So there's only a way to go up. We just need to be sustainable and stick to it, and just believe in ourselves and believe in our system and our ideas and in our plan inside of our head. This is so important because we exactly grow the most when we are on the bottom, as long as we don't give up. And sure, some pain is definitely or should not have happened. For example, losing your parent, a loved one, just losing any of your loved ones. This is a pain I wish no one to have, and there's better pains we can have. For example, financial difficulties are also not nice mentally, but they're definitely better than losing someone loved. Third of all is, financial pain can to some degree be an excellent motivator to change your life, because you don't really have much to lose, and you kind of have this motivation, this intrinsic motivation to get out of this feeling and finally achieve exactly that. Because sometimes, let's say you're just having €1,000 a month, but you want to get to 2,000, 3,000. But the only thing you reach that is you can't put more hours in because you're working so much already. But then it motivates you to start a business to make more money with less time. So some financial pain is really beneficial, but as long as it's not too much, because if we don't have enough money and to put food on our table, we're getting into this survival mode. And this is the worst part, because we can't think clearly and we really lose the clarity, because when we're getting into work, we can't think on something else because we're just thinking about getting food on our table. 4 is set quarterly goals, because as I mentioned before, this 12-week plan honestly changed my life. And in these 12 weeks, you need to set one specific goal you want to reach, one bigger goal you're reaching. Let's say it is your entire year goal you want to reach. Set the plan up for 12 weeks. Let's say, okay, when I want to reach my entire year goal, how can I reach that in 12 weeks? And then from there on, you do it into 3 months goals, means you break it down into 3 smaller goals, and each of these smaller goals is 1 month of dedicated work. And from there on, when you have this monthly goal, whatever, break it down to weekly goals. What do I need to do weekly? What do I need to reach weekly? And how can I get this monthly goal? And after the monthly goal is finished and you hopefully reach a goal, you go to month 2 and do exactly the same with another goal. And then on the 3rd month, you reach another goal, which even gets you closer, or hopefully in the last month, you get the goal you are wishing on the 12-week plan. And this mostly, honestly, happens way better than just working every single day and having no plan and no goal you are dedicating yourself to. And another one thing also mentioned to this one is the more skills and small goals you set in a week, the more the skill stacks develop and the more skills you have after these 3 months. It's not like a monotonous go up. It is honestly it's exponential. Like sometimes you just work for months and years. You don't have any growth. And then in the last couple of months, your entire business is going to the roof, or whatever you are currently in. Key takeaway number 5 is build a second brain. This is some of the videos I really talk quite often about a second brain in my YouTube videos. And once you understand how to build and think in a second brain type, the easier your life and work and everything becomes. It is quite complex in the beginning, so it takes a bit of a time to get into that. And it's also one of the parts I teach in some of my cohorts. But it is such an important part, because once we understand it, our entire mental clarity and systems and organization gets so much better, because we take all this information in our head on a system and store it there, and we don't need to think about it constantly. It is similar to just write it down, have it the daily diary. That also helps already getting all the cluster from your head away. Number 6, start reading and writing. This also actually helps with the second brain, because once you start reading, you want to start writing, because the more you read, the more your brain fills up with ideas. And if you don't write them down, you get completely overwhelmed, because there's so many thoughts and ideas inside of your head. The more you read, because it sparks dopamine, it sparks ideas, it sparks curiosity. But if you don't write the things down, you can lose the ideas like that, and everything is away. When you read, start writing. This is one of the things which changed my life the most, and especially this happened in month 2 of my 90-day challenges. 7 is get yourself an accountability buddy. So I have 2 friends which are on the same path as me, is creating this one-person business. One of them is not in the same time zone, so we don't really have dedicated meetings. But the other one is in my time zone. He doesn't really live far away from me, so we always meet once a week online, sometimes in person, and we just talk about the feedback we gained this week. And that's also what we can share with each other. Come on. Yeah, and this is kind of like quite important. It kind of gives you some extra motivation, especially if you're like unmotivated and think like, okay, hey, it doesn't really work that well. Accountability buddy who says like, hey, come on, man, I know there's a hard time, but today I feel good. So it does help you a lot to sometimes keep going, even if you're quite low. And the last key takeaway is just dedicate 1 hour per day, every single day, to work on your goals. For an entire year, if you do it every single day, you are not making 1 hour for a year, you're making 365 hours of working towards your goal. And it doesn't sound like a lot. It's like, oh my God, I just work 1 hour for my business every day. But it compounds as long as you don't give up and do it consistently. And I feel like everyone can spare 1 hour a day for working on their dreams. Because if you don't do it, you're not going to reach it. Because if you don't work on your dreams and you just work on a normal 9 to 5 job, which is maybe not your dream, or if you're just working on things which just distracting from your long-term vision, you are not getting anywhere closer. But just dedicating 1 hour, it could be writing, it could be building, it could be developing a website, whatsoever. If you just develop 1 hour and dedicate 1 hour per day, after a couple of weeks or maybe months, you see the result. I dedicate 4 hours minimum every morning. I try to get it into 4 hours. And mostly I'm around 6 hours every day. That's also why I'm doing my entire business stuff and everything, because I'm really passionate about it. If I would have a full-time job and I don't really have much time left to work full-time on my business, what I'm doing right now, I would dedicate at least 1 hour every single day. If I have more time on the weekend and I don't work, I can dedicate even more. You need to start with 1 hour a day. That's it. That was my 8 key takeaways if you're in a current rut, and how to make 2025 hopefully the best year, and also don't suffer from a loss of a family member or a loved one. And yeah, there was the huge pain I had 2024, 2023, and 2024, and my so far 8 key takeaways. So hope you like this video. And yeah, hopefully see you guys in my next video.